Cat Blaque was the biggest recent drama that you have. Was the Cat Blaque drama, was that before the Fortress arc started, or where was that in kind of the chronology
I
of
think that
your
made the
career?
Fortress arc happen. I think that was what created it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the frustrating thing about that is that, and this, not often will I say this, but I think I was like completely objectively correct on this one socially. I think everyone around me just sort of crumbled to dust on this one. It's very I say standing in the pit where no one likes me in the online left, you know, haha, look at the rest of you, so incorrect you are from their ivory towers. But like, oh God, that one was really bad. Do you want me to run through it?
Sure. Yeah, just for those who maybe don't know what it is.
Yeah, okay, so basically the gist of it is that I said some, like, random, like, mildly sexist thing about J.K. Rowling some time ago. I said something
It's like
like,
women sit down and be quiet or
yeah,
something
women
like
shut
that.
up or something, because I said some comment about how, like, she's tarnished her legacy, by, being a transphobe or whatever. Like, second grade, you know, like, CS:GO lobby tier sexism, whatever. Anyway, she quote tweeted that, or no, she screenshotted that, and then she made a big thing of it, and then I made fun of her in her comments, and news articles were written, and people made, you know, it was a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, a little while after, Cat Blaque did a big Twitter thread, and she does big Twitter threads. That's what she does. She does giant Twitter threads, just her preferred method of communication. About how, you know, I'm not going to name any names, but how do people feel about male allies weaponizing sexism to defend trans people? It was about me. And I had previously actually had an okay discourse with Cat Blaque in the past, so I DM'd her. And you know, it was like late one night, and I was thinking maybe I can salvage one relationship, you know, in the online left. And I was trying to explain to her how, like, it's not about the sexism in the original message that I made on Twitter, the original tweet. It's kind of weird to me how the follow-up to that was like, J.K. Rowling was in shambles. Like, I was making fun of her, articles were getting written, and for a lot of online lefties, like, the lesson they took from this was that I enabled transphobia because TERFs are transphobes because cis men say sexist things. Like, there was the message was totally off. And again, like, this is so in the weeds. Like, I could spend an hour, but to be very simplistic, I tried to, like, indicate to her, like, it's not about like the sexism, it's about like the attitude after the fact, you know, like what do you focus on after. And she was like a huge bitch to me in DMs, like massive bitch. But I, you know, arrogantly assuming that with my giant brain, my wrinkly brain, I could convince her anyway, you know, despite her being a giant bitch. I like talked with her for like 40 minutes, and she was essentially just like calling me like, white boy, I'm not going to listen to you, how dare you, so on so on. You know how unproductive this gets. At the end of all of that, I go to bed. The next day, she types up like a 1 billion tweet thread, including all the logs between herself and me that she leaked, where she looked like an asshole. And I was like earnestly trying to explain to her, like ignoring her insults, you know. And like a whole thing. And then there was this protracted Twitter thing. And then like she leaked that we used to sex with each other. And it was like this whole fucking thing, you know, and it was like hundreds of tweets. And then a manifesto was written afterwards and whole. So anyway, my ending theory here is that she's obsessed with me and haters stay mad. And that was fucking crazy. And that 99% of online drama is like psychosis manifesting through political language. Whew.
Mm.
I think I got like 5% of that drama. That shit was wild. That went on like for a while.
As Contrapoints got involved in this,
Yes.
correct?
Because she's friends with Cat Blaque. So Contra came in there and hypocritically did the exact thing that people did to her, which like drove her into like opium abuse, which she's admitted to. That's not a leak or whatever. Which is like she essentially walked in and said like, well, how dare you disagree with Cat Blaque when you're like a white man and cisgender, you know? That's
Right.
essentially what she said. And that's what other people said to her, because other people were like, how Contrapoints, how could you, binary cis person, or not cis, trans person, speak
Understand
over
cis
us?
what people's issues. Yeah.
Yeah, speak over us, non-binary, whatever. Like it's the infinite, like, you know, oppression Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, she stepped in, she said some dumb shit. I disagreed with her, I DM'd her, and then she blocked me, and that's been the end of it.
Okay. So those
Whew.
bridges have all been burnt firmly.
Yeah, probably pretty irreparably, which sucks. I don't think Cat Blaque's content has any value at all. Contras obviously does. So I still encourage people in my audience to watch her. Lord knows I do.
Okay. Does that one bother you then, the Contra one, because you respect her so much?
Yeah, that one really sucked. Normally pretty resilient to this stuff because it happens so much, but yeah, that one was pretty bad. I don't regret how it turned out because I think the way it ended up was kind of an authentic representation of my values, you know? Like I was principled, I didn't back down, I'll never back down because I'm friends with somebody. I've never done that in my life. So, I'm happy that I did that. I guess I would rather be the me that I am in this situation than be like the person who compromised and like lied to save a friendship. I'm
Mhm.
happy I'm here, you know. But damn, it still really sucked. The problem is like she's so obviously wrong on this. It's hypocritical. She's made videos where she denounces the behavior she engaged in. She admitted in the tweet interactions that we'd had that she did not read the messages between myself and Cat Blaque, which means she literally did not know what my argument was. So she couldn't have even had a mechanism by which she could critique me. She didn't even know what I believed. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty unfortunate.
Were you friends with Contra before this?
I wouldn't say we were friends, but we talked like over text a couple of times, and been generally like friendly whenever she'd come on. I
Okay.
wouldn't say
So you'd
friends
like
though.
collabed and stuff, and it was always like a positive rapport.
Yes, yes, but it wasn't like we were
Yeah.
like super chatty in the background or whatever. I've
Yeah.
only got a couple of content creators who I engage with extensively off platform.
Yeah. Okay. So the Contra one sucked. Did it suck specifically because you just respect her so much and it's kind of lost that venue for you to like interact with her and you still to this day respect her content essentially?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the quality of the content, I think. I will admit that I don't think her most recent video was as good as some of her previous, but I just think that's the natural variance of content production. I don't think that's like a causative factor. Um, it is unfortunate because I respected her, and I always went up to bat for her too. I spent my whole career, being a pretty active, I guess, defender of her, which isn't transactional. It doesn't mean she has to defend me or anything like that. Um,
Hmm.
but I do think it indicates kind of a different level of charitability on either side, like the willingness for us to like sit back for a second and go like, oh, okay, maybe there's some value here, and not just like instantly trash another person. um
Yeah.
so yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but the nice thing is that there are only so many bridges that you can burn, right? Eventually you do run out of people to have a falling out
That's
with.
true. And then you have an island.
Exactly. I'm known for
Yeah.
those.